I find myself finding other women more attractive, and I've even tried to envision her friends when I'm having sex with her to try to make
Don't
me
do that.
come, but then I get really guilty.
Don't do that.
I like
yeah.
almost
You
get
should-
there,
you
and then I
should
get really
feel
guilty, and then I stop.
You
But also
should feel
stop
guilty.
doing that.
That is very bad.
Ain't no
Yeah,
way,
I know
dude.
this is
I feel
awful.
like
I
you should
know,
just
I
break up
know,
with
it's
her
really
now.
bad.
Yeah,
You should just dump her
Dr.
right now.
Felipe, I think.
It's over.
Okay, Frogan is in here right now, I think.
Hi,
Frogan?
Frogan.
Hi, how are you all?
What up, Frogan? Welcome to LA.
Thank you.
Definitely not.
I hate
Dogs.
it here.
Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
Austin says hello.
Hi,
He's-
Austin. How are you?
Can they hear him from over there?
They
can't
can
hear him.
They can probably barely hear him, maybe. All right, Frogan, who's up first? What do we got today?
Okay, so we have a stacked lineup of bullshit that I'm very excited for.
Okay.
The first person we have, her name is Amina.
Amina.
Amina. Okay.
Pretty name.
Hi, Amina. You're on stream.
Hi.
Hi, Amina.
So,
All right, what's going on, Amina?
Spill the
What's your
tea,
problem?
sis.
Where you calling from? What's your problem?
well, I'm not physically there right now. I'm calling from the great province of Quebec in Canada. Basically my problem is so I'm 26 years old, and I have never been in a serious relationship. And it used to not be something that really bothered me, but as I've gotten older, like I feel more and more insecure about it, especially when I go on dates with guys, because I like a lot of them see it as red flag. And like it's not even like me imagining things, like they like straight up ask me like when we get to the conversation about like previous relationships, and I tell them like, oh, I've never been in a relationship. Like I've had a couple of guys be like, oh, like why? Like that's very weird. Like I don't understand why. And it's not even as if it's from a lack of trying. Like I always like put myself out there. Like I would say I have a pretty active social life and stuff. But yeah, I feel like it's getting harder and harder to find somebody to like take me seriously when dating because like I don't have that prior relationship experience. I hope that makes sense.
No, you make sense.
You
for
make
sure.
a ton of sense, the most sense right now.
I feel like in my experience, men, especially men around your age, I was around your age at a certain point in my life,
Yeah.
have very low standards in general. So I'm shocked that you're encountering people that are like, what? You have no dating experience? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, if somebody said that's weird, it's a very out of pocket thing to say to your face, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, you
That's
dodged
what
a
I
bullet.
thought too. Yeah.
Also, by the way, you're still very young, by the
Yeah.
way. 26 is still like fetus mode.
And
Okay.
when you say you haven't had a serious relationship, you've dated, you've had like casual things. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes. Like the longest casual thing I've had was like probably like 4 or 5 months. And things didn't work out with that because he didn't want to do long distance, whatever. But yeah, like that's
So
the
that's
extent
that's
of
an
it.
experience.
That
Why
is
are you
experience.
selling yourself short?
Yeah, you shouldn't sell yourself short because I think
Oh.
people like to present the best versions of themselves. So they're probably embellishing when they talk about their past experience too, especially at the very beginning when you're just getting to know somebody.
I love that Jarvis came in with a classic Chadvice trope: lie and embellish. So guess what? They don't need to know.
Lie.
They don't need to know that you don't have that much dating experience. It's okay to lie a little bit to be.
Hey, fake it till you make it is lying. You
Yeah.
know? And I still think it's valid advice depending on the context. But this is a situation where like someone else has no right to judge you for that. And as you get to know them, you can share more specifics as it comes up. But, you know, from the jump, it's at least, you know, also as a former 26-year-old man, it like I don't think it should factor that much into their decision-making process about whether or not they want to date you, especially in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically,
They're
like
the
kind
weird
of.
ones.
They're weird, not you.
Yeah, I mean, they are weird. I've, you know, when I was 26, 27, I never cared about that sort of thing at all. So I'm shocked that I'm shocked that there are people out there that do, especially men that care about that kind of thing. Because I feel like it's a bigger red flag for a guy not to have any kind of experience usually. Like, not to get all sexist here, but that usually signals that like dudes can't hold out like or hold on to a relationship. You know what I mean? The expectation is that oftentimes in a patriarchal society that women are more sheltered in this situation. So I'm shocked to begin with. But having said that, this is not a fault at all, a fault of yours at all, and it's not even a fault in general.
Right.
And as you also explained, you have had, some dating experience. So you don't have to say to people that you have no dating experience whatsoever.
And if you're looking for something great takes time, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you have the rest of your life ahead of you, and you're going to date a lot of people who aren't the person, or who don't make it to like that relationship stage, but eventually you'll find something great and meaningful. It sounds like you're already putting yourself out there, which is like usually what people's problem is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do try to like go on dates. Like if a guy approaches me when I go out, like I'll try to give them a chance and stuff. So like I am trying to put myself out there and stuff. I guess like it's also hard because like at this stage in my life, like I see my friends who are getting married and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm nowhere near that. Like, so like I sometimes feel pressure from outside, but yeah.
That should not be a concern at all. You're 26 years old. You should not be thinking about that at all. There's no reason to worry about that. Especially because, I mean, that's like very old school. Depending on what time frame you're looking at, yeah, if you were like not married by the time you were 16 in like the 16th century, then you are already halfway in. You're halfway out from your short limited lifespan, right? And nowadays, I feel like 26 is. I mean, I guess it's a bit of a cliche, but 26 is the new 30s. I mean,
Yeah,
36 is the new 26.
Yeah, for sure. Also, to give a little advice as a Florida man, I went to school in Georgia, also in the South, famously, and so many people right after I graduated started getting engaged and getting married and like posting like the keys to their house and shit like that on social media.
And now they're all broken up.
Well, yeah, most of them.
There you go.
It's also a thing where it's like, oh, am I not doing the right thing? Sometimes it's a function of your environment, and you have to remind yourself that you're like, your pace is valid and you're like going at your own pace. And, comparison is a thief of joy, and all those aphorisms like really do have, a root in truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing to worry about. You're killing it. Keep on keeping on. Go out there, meet people. It seems like you're already, you already have decent enough success that if you're like even talking to a bunch of people to get to that level where they're, I guess, asking how much relationship experience you have, and they tell you that it's not, and you tell them it's not a lot, and then they go, oh, ew, what the fuck? I guess is that an accurate assessment of the situation?
Yeah, it's like the one guy was like that was like more casual for like 6 months. Like I remember like specifically he had told me, he's like, that makes no sense. Like how could you have never been in a relationship? And like I don't understand. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm telling you it hasn't happened. So and he like
But
was
it has
very
happened.
weirded out by it.
But
Yeah,
it
I
has
don't know why
happened.
his reaction was. Oh well, yeah, you're right. It has.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
remember
guess
that.
it's
You
just one
haven't
of
found
sense
someone
nobody's
that's
like.
met your standards.
Yeah.
And don't lower your standards.
No, you don't even need to say that. Just be like, yeah, I've been
Well,
in
they're
some
being
short,
rude.
I've been in
Fuck
some
that guy.
short, I've been in some relationships. Like nothing that was like super long is a perfectly valid thing to explain. And if anyone finds that to be like a red flag, then that's on them. And you should just keep, you should just keep searching. It'll take time.
One final question that I have is, are you approaching people that you're interested in like your, you said you have an active social life. Are you ever approaching people, or are you kind of waiting to be approached?
I'm trying to approach more. I'm more of way shyer. That's why
I
like
mean, yeah,
I'll use dating
naturally.
apps more. But like if I'm out, like and I see somebody that interests me, like usually I'll just like ask my friends to go talk to them
For
first.
sure. I mean, you're doing everything right. I don't think you have any reason to worry.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll try to, I guess I just like, yeah, I get like two in my head, and then when people ask me questions, I over explain everything. So
That's
like
real.
the less I know that. So
Yeah, it's like this feeling is real. I feel like a lot of people feel like this, for the record. And so like I want to validate how you feel, but also you can relax a little bit and not worry yourself over it.
okay. Okay. Thank you guys. I was extremely nervous coming in, but your advice is very helpful. Love watching Hasan you on stream all the time, and Rogan and all the mods. Thank you guys so much for organizing everything. Well,
All right, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right,
bye.
who's next?
Bye.
And the next person is Cheeky. Pronouns are she, her. She's literally in a parking lot right now at a grocery store to do this.
That's what's up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey guys,
Hey, Cheeky.
What's up?
how are you guys? I'm so happy to be here. I just want to start by saying, first of all, Ray, I am so excited that you're here. I actually found Hasan through watching your games and your
Oh.
streams. So nice to meet you.
You're welcome, Hasan.
Thank you for watching. That's the,
Yeah. So, okay. I'm kind of nervous, so just bear with me. Basically, me and my fiance have been engaged for about a year now, together for about 5 to 6 years total. And before the 6-year mark, like weeks before I even met my fiance, I was in probably the most the most sexual part of my life, and I was having maybe 2 to 3 guys over my apartment in a week, one night stands, friends with benefits, that whole, because girls can do it too, women empowerment. And so I would have these guys come over and they would leave, and that was just a trend for me for about a year before I met my fiance. Once I met him, that stopped. We're in a very monogamous relationship, and we've been together this long, and we're so happy. He's perfect. I love him. He's amazing. However, I could probably count on like maybe 4 hands how many times we've had sex in the past 5 years, which is really sad because that's kind of how I got my affirmation, was through sex, and it made me self-confident, and it made me feel hot and beautiful. And he tells me every day that I'm beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a different kind of confidence. I guess I got from the sexual activity. Anyways, the kind of sex that we have, it's not that he's bad in bed, it's just very vanilla. I guess I would say he's what the gay community would call a bear. He's a bigger structure, but that's what I'm into. He's
we all look
hot
back
to
at
me.
Austin when he said that. He can hear you.
Oh,
Put a
hey,
fist up
Austin.
for that.
Yeah, he's a bear. He's all around a bear, and I think he's so hot. But he's very limited to positions in that way, and so he's a very missionary kind of guy, and I'm very much not. I'm very diverse, and I like to do whatever is fun and crazy at the time. So I don't know how to tell him that it's kind of like boring for me, and that the reason I don't want to have sex as often is because it's not fun. He tries, like we would be having sex a lot more.
Oh my god.
Wait, so
Yeah.
he's the one who's trying to have sex and you're like, not really?
Yeah, honestly.
How have you guys not communicated about this? It's been 5 years, 4 hands. It's
Wait, we don't want to blame.
No,
But
but I
yeah,
feel like
yeah,
as a couple, like
Yeah,
I feel
yes,
like
yes.
okay, we got to work on the communication part for sure.
Yes, definitely.
100%.
100%.
Well, I've brought up to him, and I'll say, is there anything you want to try? Like, tell me about your kinks, like your fantasies. He doesn't have any. Like, it's so sad because I'm into all this crazy stuff, but he's not. And, he's perfectly okay with having the vanilla sex as far as I know, because he tries to do it all the time. And I kind of shut him down, and I tell him like, oh, I'm on my period, or oh, I don't feel good, and I feel so bad, but like I just know it's going to be a boring 5 to 10 minutes of the same thing that it's always been, and that's it.
Okay. So there's definitely communication is key. You immediately have to you immediately have to start talking. It seems like he is already into having sex with you, and you're not as much into having the type of sex that he wants to have. So you guys got to talk. You guys got to talk it out and be like, listen, like everything that you've talked about here, you were brave enough to explain to us, strangers, and thousands of strangers watching online. You should be able to talk to him about, because you guys are partners. You guys have been with one another for such a long time that I think ultimately it's just you have demands that are totally valid and totally reasonable. And I think that he would probably comply as well, like as any good partner would, as long as it's within the confines of reason, right? As long as it's, something that he's comfortable with. But I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that you could start incorporating into your regular sexual activity. Like, do you guys, if you don't mind me asking, do you guys use toys in the bedroom?
He uses them on me sometimes when he knows that I need it, because I will straight up tell him I'm gonna need something more. So he'll do that. But he enjoys it, and I feel just bad talking to him about this stuff, because like I said, he's a bigger guy. He's limited to what he can do. I know he wants to do more. I know he wants to get a little crazier, but he can't. And so how do you not hurt his feelings?
Wait, what do you mean he what kind of crazy, you want a sex swing situation? What's happening?
No, just more diverse positions. Right now it's literally been missionary. We've tried doggy, and we've tried all these other, and it'll work for a little bit, but then he just gets kind of uncomfortable. I don't know. I just don't want to hurt his feelings.
You guys should do some yoga. He needs to do some stretching, I think.
And I mean, even if he can't do certain positions, I do think that you can you want to keep experimenting, keep the dialogue open, because it sounds like he wants to please you and to pleasure you. And if you can find more ways to do that by trying stuff out, then it sounds like you'll both be happier, because when he wants to, if he's initiating sex, then it can be, something that you both enjoy, and you won't feel the need to, have an excuse to get out of it or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
Have you tried any other positions?
Yeah, we've tried, like I said, doggy. We've tried 69 just to see how that would work out. Unfortunately, he's just kind of like I said, a bigger guy, and it's kind of uncomfortable for us both to try certain things. And
how big are we talking? I have to ask at this point.
So I'm 5'5", kind of more petite, and he's 6'3", I want to say, and he's probably 350 pounds.
Okay, that's a big boy. All right.
Yeah.
That's a real big boy. Okay. I mean, hey, does he work out?
Yeah, I mean, he's on his feet. He probably gets 20,000 steps in a day. He works at a hospital. He does work out. He's not the strongest man in the world, but he works out. It's just how he's shaped. He's got very broad shoulders, a bigger upper body. His legs are pretty fit. But it's uncomfortable for him to do a lot of things in the bed.
That's interesting. I mean, his size, with the exception of his weight, is close to mine. So I'm just trying to think about it. I don't think I have any limitations on what I can do. Yeah, it might be that he needs to stretch a little bit. Ironically, I think you're right.
Yeah.
He might need to do some yoga and switch it up a little bit. Maybe get some. I mean, maybe he's tired since he works at a hospital is a question that someone brought up. That could be the case as well. But I think think you guys need to spice it up. But the first starting point for that absolutely has to be communication. Yes. You have to slowly ease him into this. Not a hardline stance at all. Not oh, I need more. I need more immediately from you. Use a toy on me now. Not in a demanding way, but in a very gentle way. You need to lead him into areas that he might be interested in.
Also, don't feel guilty about this need. It's a need for you, and you need to address it, because if you don't address it over time, you're going to become resentful,
Exactly.
and unhappy, and so
And you're engaged to be married.
Yeah.
You know, and this
Something you
is
have
like
to
a
do.
thing that is going to not go away, right? It's something you have to keep working at and a muscle to build, you know, no pun intended, but like literally the muscle of communication is something to continue to work on. And it's not going to, you know, you're not going to snap your fingers and fix it right away, but if you feel like you're putting your best foot forward and he's putting his best foot forward, then, you know, you're on the right track.
Jarvis hit another classic Chadvice trope. It's like a muscle. I love that.
Oh.
That's another thing that I say all the time. Okay, but you're right. You're absolutely correct on it.
Yeah, I appreciate that advice. Yeah, I work, Hasan's going to hate this because I know you hate salespeople, but I work in sales. And so I'm around like a bunch of guys 24/7, and they're always talking about sex, and they're always talking about what they do in bed and like all this fun stuff. And I guess the reason why I'm here is because I've been.
Sounds like an HR nightmare. What part of the country are you in?
No, that's just sales. That's 100% sales. Like
It's
fucking
literally sales, yeah.
That's wild.
Is that how it works? Is that how it is? Are they just openly talking about fucking?
That's just sales, bro. It's like literally a bunch of fucking dudes who have to be charismatic and confident, even if they're not, constantly hopped up on testosterone.
I mean, okay, interesting. Go ahead.
One more
But
thing
that's what brought me here. Go ahead.
One more thing I wanted to say is you mentioned earlier that like he's perfectly fine with missionary and he doesn't want to be more adventurous than that. I think that that's okay. Like you don't have to get him to be more adventurous from his pleasure standpoint, but as long as you communicate like your needs, then he can, like, if I am a pretty vanilla person, but my partner wants to try something else and wants to experiment, I care so much about my partner and pleasing my partner that like I can like get my stuff done, but then we can also like make sure that my partner's getting what they need, you know?
It's a little. Do you also are you somebody who like needs him to be enjoying it to enjoy it yourself?
Absolutely.
See, is that kind of a struggle that you find is like, oh, like I really want him to do this thing, but I want him to do it because I want to do it, or he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Is that kind of a struggle that you face?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. One of my, I'm kind of putting it all out there right now, but it kind of goes along with it. I have a huge like praise kink, I guess. And like, I like to be told that, okay, this is something that you enjoy while we're doing it. That's what gets me going. So that's 100% part of it.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. I'm the same way. Well, I mean, sorry, it's not about me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell them more about your kinks.
No, nothing else to say. But no, it's. I think again, like everybody said, I'm gonna reiterate: communication. You got to communicate. Start there, to address it. Because does he have any idea?
Yeah, I think so. And it's gotten to the point where like he doesn't really try as often because he knows I'm going to shut him down. And I just want there to be like one big talk that we have that where it's like, okay, this is where I'm coming from and this is where I want you to come from, and let's try this and let's maybe get crazy for a little bit, see how it works for us. Because it's getting to that point, like you said, like I don't want to resent him. I don't want to fall out of love with him because sex is a part of relationships. Sex is a big part of my life.
Huge, yeah.
It always has been. And so I don't want to resent him. And that's why
What
I
about
chose
foreplay?
to be here.
Do you guys do foreplay?
We do. The problem is he unfortunately doesn't last very long when we do foreplay. So I try not to as much
Wait,
with him.
I'm confused. No. Foreplay is in like foreplay isn't just blowjobs, right? Like making out for extended periods of time, like him eating you out instead of vice versa. Like I think Big Dog needs to put in a little bit more work. I'm gonna be honest. Like it seems like he's almost oblivious to the fact that there is an issue in general. And to be fair, I think that's a bit on you. Because I don't know if you've like actually communicated this with them, because like dudes are simple, right? Like if they're nutting, you know, if we're nutting, then you know we're probably thinking, all right, we're happy, you know, and if you don't
6 nuts a day,
and if you don't, and if you don't actually say anything, like I'm going to think in that situation, all right, everything is probably fine. I'm nutting every now and then. I mean, I want to have sex. Okay, she doesn't want to. All right, I'm just gonna go jerk off. Whatever. Like so the reality is like you definitely should be you should be talking to him about this, especially considering that he wants to have more sex.
One thing that you mentioned.
What kind of face are you doing over there?
Oh, I was just thinking about nutting.
Yeah.
Men are so close.
I feel so disrespectful talking about this in front of Ray.
There's a lot of nut talk.
What am I supposed? What kind of face am I supposed to make?
It is a question that is primarily around nutting and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
frequency of nutting.
The frequency of the nuts.
Yeah, nut frequency is big here on Chadvice. But one thing that I wanted to ask is you mentioned these rejections. You mentioned shutting him down. And when I hear you say that, it sounds a little like aggro, like I'm shutting him up, I'm shutting him down. And then I'm like, "Oh, how does he feel about that?" It could just be how you're, presenting it. But when that situation happens, what is his response? Like, how does he go, "Oh, okay," and he like goes in his little corner, he's like, "Okay, I'll just help myself out." Like, what's that look like?
Well, it's usually like when we're in bed together, he'll try to make a move, and I'm not aggro about it at all.
Oh,
I
okay,
just am
cool,
just
yeah.
like, I don't feel really.
I'm
good
not
tonight,
feeling it.
babe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And he'll just be like, oh, okay, and then we'll just cuddle and fall asleep. Like that's how that works.
Okay,
He's
how
never really
much-
made a big deal out of it.
How much do you flick the bean, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, probably like once a day.
Okay, he's probably doing the same. What's going on? You guys are in the house just fucking,
I feel like you guys could help each other out. Like,
Yeah.
If he just does that for you,
Yeah, we probably need to see a sex therapist. That's probably what needs to happen. My big problem is I don't want to hurt his feelings because I love him. Like I love the shit out of
so
him.
much worse.
And I don't ever
No,
wanna hurt
this
his
is so much
feelings.
worse than that. This is like I'm gonna be very serious. What you have done so far without communicating with them and just like kind of turning him away is so much worse than just not than straight up letting him down softly or even aggressively. As a matter of fact, you guys have to talk. I don't know how sex therapists operate. I don't know. Like I feel like that just seems like a con man. But maybe there's some serious ones out there, like good ones out there. I don't know what the Yelp reviews look like for that sort of thing. But ultimately, even if there is a little bit of pain in the beginning when you're having this conversation, and it is a delicate matter, okay, you don't want to erode his confidence in a way that is like irreparable, and therefore he will not be able to perform. You want to be able to have this conversation in as delicate terms as possible to be like, listen, I'm flicking the bean once a day, okay, and I know you are probably cranking as well. I assume he is, right? Is he jerking off? He has to be.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm sure.
Okay.
I don't like to ask him, but I'm sure he is.
So that's like, why don't we do that together?
Yeah.
Let's just do that together. Let's just figure it out, and then that's a good established baseline.
Have you guys watched porn together?
I don't know about that.
No, hold on.
No.
I don't think.
Hold on. It's a new frontier,
No.
perhaps. Are you open to that?
We have not.
I don't know. If that's a good thing to do.
I don't think so.
Dude,
I
that's
feel like
advanced
they
level
need to
stuff.
Wait, is that I've done that before.
Because you're
No,
gay.
in the straight world.
No,
I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
you can't do that. That's like no
can't do that?
shots.
That's like the advanced stuff. That's
No,
advanced.
that's way too advanced.
Some people
That's,
do
no.
that. Straight couples do that.
Yes.
But it's like it's not everybody's cup of tea.
I'm so sorry.
I feel like
I'm so sorry.
They gotta work on their.
Austin literally was like, Austin literally came in and was like, I don't understand. Get a sex swing immediately in a Dildmaster 9000. Like I have one of those. What?
I just worry. So you guys are engaged, right? Or you said engaged, right?
Yeah, for a year, I think.
For a
Yes.
year.
Yes.
So it's just like, in the future, like what if he doesn't change? What if he wants to stay vanilla? What if his sex drive remains the same? Like, is this going to affect your relationship in the future? Like, how do you see this affecting you guys? So that's why I feel like the communication is so important, especially before you guys,
100%.
100% seal the deal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just, you got to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I 100%
Baby steps
agree.
though. Baby steps. Start off the conversation. Maybe start off with like little things, cranking it together. Someone in the chat suggested showering together. That could be cool. And also certainly circumstances where like maybe only you get off and then circumstances where only he gets off, right? Things like
Right.
that. Because you know, a blowjob here and there, or just you getting eaten out here and there, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's perfectly valid, perfectly normal, good, healthy. So that's definitely something that I suggest you guys start doing immediately, and then work your way up from that. I don't know what your like more kinky stuff that you want to try are. If you don't mind me asking, what are the things that you like to do that he could possibly work his way up to?
I mean, I have done it before, but never with him. I personally enjoy the occasional butt stuff. And he has no interest in it at all. He he could care
I'm not a
less.
big fan of anal either. That's a but
Humbly disagree.
Austin said he humbly disagrees. I don't know if you heard him. But that makes sense. I mean, butt stuff could be not just directly anal, but like toys and stuff that you can ask,
Yeah.
right? That's a thing that you can ask him to do. Get a fucking. Do you have a butt plug?
No.
Well, okay, well there you go. That's a perfect starting point. Use a butt plug. You know, that's something you can like absolutely. It's because we've already established that he is comfortable using toys in the bedroom. So a butt plug would only add to that. So no, it's not a lot for chatters who say it's a lot. I think it's not a lot at all. It's something that you can tell him that you would like to incorporate as well.
I feel like there's ways to incorporate the praise kink too in all of this. Like if you're masturbating and he's there like as like your hype man, you know, I'm trying to make it non-sexual because, you know, I don't want to get in the nitty gritty, but like there are ways to incorporate that sort of those sort of affirmations with toys and, you know, with masturbation and stuff like that. The one thing I wanted to say is tailoring your expectations. At some point you mentioned you want to have one big conversation and like have that sort of handle everything. That is most likely not going to happen. I think maybe a big conversation can get the ball rolling, but it's going to have to be a number of conversations and check-ins over time.
Yeah. And it's like, this is fun. You should be thinking about this like and selling this, basically you're in sales, as a fun new venture. After 6 years, things can get very boring. And you guys have an entire life ahead of you, especially if you follow through on this relationship, where you have so much to experience. Like some of the ideas that chatters actually suggested pretty good, surprisingly, where you know, you can go to a sex store together, right? And look at some stuff that you guys could use to spice up your sex life in the bedroom. There's so much, you know, there's so much new fun shit that you guys can try that it's actually a really envious position to be in. It's a very, you know, I'm doing the silver linings thing here, but really, this is an opportunity for you guys to experiment, and that's actually a good thing and not a bad thing. So that's the way that you can sell that as well.
And maybe you'll look back in a few months or a year's time and go, oh, you know, I used to be able to count the number of times we've had sex on 4 hands, and now I need 8 or maybe even 10 hands or more.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I like it. I appreciate that. That's good advice. Maybe we can try some stuff like that. It's not hard to do at all.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You got this.
Thank you guys. I really
Nice to meet
appreciate it. And
Nice to meet
Ray,
you.
again, you're a queen. I love you.
I hope you have good sex in the future.
We
Thank
wish you the most sex.
Nice to meet you. The most sex.
Thank
So
you,
many
guys.
nuts, all the nuts for
You
you.
deserve it. Good nuts.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
They can't see you. I don't know why you're waving.
What?
can see
They
the
could be
stream.
watching
I guess they could be
stream.
watching the stream too. True.
Yeah. Also,
You have to leave?
no, Ludwig failed to reschedule it for 2:30, so we don't have the time slot anymore.
Damn.
So,
That's so funny.
yeah, he's working on finding another gym we can reserve, but
That's so fucking hilarious. God, he's
I
such
was
a...
so excited to practice. We need practice.
He is so, God, that is classic Lud. Oh my God. Okay, let's move on to the next person.
Love you, Kyle.
Okay, the next person is Dr. Felipe. Oh no, Felipe.
A doctor,
pronouns
an
are-
actual doctor.
Medical doctor?
Yes. A doctor, a real one. Where the fuck is he?
PhD
Oh, here he
or
is.
medical?
I think MD.
Wow.
Felipe.
Oh,
I've
I know.
got some questions. Felipe, medical doctor? Or
I have a weird spot on my back.
yeah. Hello?
Felipe, you're on stream. Please unmute.
But you're muted, Felipe. Dr. Felipe, you're
Hello,
still
Felipe.
muted.
Hope he's
still,
not like Fauci.
he's not unmuting.
I've always wanted to see
Okay,
that.
I'll
yeah.
put him back, and then once he gets his life together,
Yeah,
he'll be
fucking.
next.
I mean,
He's a doctor.
A doctor and a HasanAbi head. You know his ass is not getting his life together.
Yeah, he's on
mean,
call.
To be fair, he's
pun
actually at work
intended.
right now.
There's like a dying patient. He's like, hold on.
They got
I
a
have to
code
ask.
blue.
I have to ask my favorite Twitch streamer what he thinks about.
His is so good. He's like, I have time now before
Kaya,
the nurse
go.
calls me. I'm like, shit, okay.
All right, hold on.
You're in.
I'm gonna get out of here really quickly, and I'm gonna. While you bring someone else in, I'm gonna take Kaya out to pee, and I'm gonna pee myself. So we're gonna do that.
Okay, he's back.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Okay, well I'm gonna do this real quick.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hey, Doc.
Hello,
He
doc.
left.
He left again.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Let's get this together.
This is the dream team. The doctor is in. This is the real
Okay,
doctor right
the
here.
doctor's in. Felipe, you're on air.
Hi, hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Felipe. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Austin. First time, long time.
Thank you.
Hi, doctor.
Thanks for taking my call.
Are you an actual doctor?
That's none of your business, Austin, but yes, I am, actually. I'm
God
a resident.
damn, I didn't know we were. And I thought we were.
I'm not trying to get doxxed and get kicked out of my program for.
Bro, your name is
yeah,
Dr.
anyway.
Felipe.
Has doctor in
Yeah,
your
okay,
username.
that's actually a good point. I
And
apologize.
you're here to share intimate personal information about your life. What the fuck do you think this is?
These are
Doctor?
all fair points.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, I might get a call, so I'm gonna just jump right into it if that's okay.
Jump. Come on.
Let's do it.
So I am in an 8-month-long committed relationship with a woman who I really, really like. We'll
Well,
call her
that's your first
Jane.
mistake. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Sorry, I'm kidding. I'm
Happy
kidding.
for you.
Yeah, thank you. And
Go
things are kind of been going well since the beginning. We hit it off. We have a very strong emotional connection, but some other thing has not been going well kind of since the very beginning, and that's the sexual aspect. So I find her pretty. I like physically find her attractive. And again, I'm going to get into a little too much detail here, but I'm able to achieve and sustain an erection when I am with her, but I can never ejaculate. I have never, and this has never happened to me with any other person in my life ever. She can't make me come. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why that is. I've tried masturbating to her. I can't. It just doesn't do it for me for some reason. I can't find her sexually satisfying. I've been in this relationship with her for a while, and we addressed it initially. She brought it up, and I said I'll figure it out, and we kind of just stopped talking about it. And I think she thinks things are going great, but I'm having thoughts about other people, and I even may or may not have rejoined Hinge without telling her.
No,
And I'm
bad,
really
doctor. That's
feeling, yeah,
that's
okay.
bad.
When
Okay.
you do,
I know.
Oh my God, you need to hear this.
so when that happens, when you rejoin Hinge, you need to catch
Okay.
yourself and realize you need to either have a conversation
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
person or
Relationship has to end before you do that.
yeah, it like that.
That's bad.
But it is representative of it's symptomatic of a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
So you find her physically attractive, but you can't come, right?
That's more or less true. Yes. I find myself finding other women more attractive. And I've even tried to envision her friends when I'm having sex with her to try to make
Don't
me
do that.
come. But then I get really guilty.
Don't do that.
I
yeah.
almost get there, and
You
then I get
should
really
feel
guilty, and then I stop.
You
But also
should feel
stop
guilty.
doing that.
That is very bad.
Ain't no
Yeah,
way,
I know, this is
I feel
awful.
like
I
you should
know,
just
I
break up
know,
with
it's
her
really
now.
bad.
Yeah,
You should just dump her
Dr.
right now.
Felipe, I think.
It's over.
Look,
bro.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah,
Is Joe
I
over?
think you to me she's attractive. She's a
Yeah.
wonderful looking woman. but it doesn't seem like you're attracted to her. Is that would you say that's true?
I mean, I think it's something that I'm having a very hard time admitting, but I think that's probably
it is what it is, right? I think you're just not attracted to her. I think that it's 8 months in. It's time to go.
It's time to let her go.
1,000,000%.
I think you'd be doing you also it's not fair to her for you to continue.
Yeah, not
It's
fair to
not
her.
fair to her.
And it's not fair to you. If you even want to be completely selfish about it, you just said that you're having trouble admitting it to yourself. I would agree with that based on signing up for Hinge or thinking of friends, which is obviously over the line. But like, if I'm to really try to put myself in your shoes, then it's like, okay, these, are easily accessible. Think of porn stars or something else, man. But but all of this stuff is symptomatic of like, I can't get in the mood with this person, and even if I can appreciate their beauty from an objective standpoint.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you nut when you fantasize about the friends, or can you still not nut?
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh no! End it, dog. What are you doing?
I'll be honest.
I know,
None
it's
of this,
really-
none of this shocks me, bro.
perfect.
We're men. This is
I'm
what
like
men
telling
are.
you, the problem is,
I think
literally,
Nothing shocks me.
the
Men are
candor
men.
for
I don't
me is
understand.
really
Like,
what's
what the fuck-
surprising.
So
It's like,
shocking.
can you nut to
Yeah.
the friends? Oh hell yeah, brother! Every day, all the time.
no, I don't know. I just sounded way
Doctor,
too enthusiastic.
And
Yeah.
after you break up with her,
This is men
please
we're
don't go
talking
after
about,
her
bro.
friends.
He
Okay,
said-
don't go after her
No,
friends.
I will not go after her friends.
Don't
I
go after
absolutely
her
promise
friends,
you. I
okay?
will
Because
not.
you're gonna
going
ruin
after- he's gonna
friendships.
go
You're
after
gonna
her friends.
ruin
He said,
them.
"Oh yeah," like the Kool-Aid man.
I know that's bad.
Hey, look.
I just the thing that complicates things. But I know you probably have to go, and I kind of have to go. But she's perfect for me otherwise. Like we are like
I know, but
best
this
friends.
is so big that she's not perfect for
No,
you.
she's not.
And I've been in that situation. I've been in that situation where it's like something's just not clicking, but everything else checks every box, and it's really hard to reckon with yourself that it's not the thing. But you are saving yourself and your partner a lot of head and heartache by ending it and not prolonging the inevitable.
Yeah. This will be good for you to move on. I think.
Yeah,
You'll find someone you can nut.
It's also so.
No, find someone. You can
Also,
nut with.
you're 8 months in to the relationship.
That's a long time.
I've been giving it
it's
a
long
college
time, but
try.
also it's the time of a relationship. Like it's a new relationship still. You should be fucking like rabbits. Like that's the most. That's like some of the best sex you have in a relationship is at the beginning and the end sometimes.
You were wild.
What? It's true. Look, I'm the only one that's not afraid to say it. Beginning of a relationship and when it's ending, it's great sex, or when you're not, or when you get back together and you're.
Okay, you're saying too much. You are so messy.
Look, all right, but yeah, it's time to get out.
Austin, you've actually met her before. We went to the last meet and greet all you guys did,
Jesus
and you talked to
Christ.
her about Taylor Swift. Yeah,
Wait,
you met this person before. I took a picture with you.
Oh my god!
I said you were
was
my
this the name of your
favorite
prize
person on
meeting?
Fear
You're
End.
involved now.
Wait,
No,
this
it was the one in L.A. But I don't live in L.A. I'm not
Wait,
talking
she's
about
a fan, so she's gonna hear you say all this?
No, she's not a fan. She's not a fan. She's not a fan. I'm a fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
you know
God.
what?
She joined me.
Not a fan.
No, look, I stand.
As long as this doesn't go viral, you're not going to
No,
post it to
hold on,
YouTube,
hold on.
obviously.
Look. Yeah.
This is just going to get deleted immediately, I'm assuming. And so, yeah, right. And so this will be fine.
Okay, well,
I'm just
Austin is
kidding.
on screen, so he's definitely gonna post it on TikTok. So
No,
you're
I'm
fucked.
not. I'm not posting this on
Anyways.
TikTok.
He's 100% gonna
If my
post it.
editors
Just do not let this go
watching,
viral.
don't
That's all I'm
post it
asking.
on TikTok, please.
I'm gonna post it on TikTok.
Doctor, when you
Okay. Oh, I
break
cursed.
up
I'm
with
sorry I
her-
cursed.
When you
Okay.
break up with her, please be gentle, but you should be honest about your
Okay.
feelings. You should be
Don't
honest. about
do
that.
not tell her you
Don't-
fantasize about her friends.
Never.
I will
that to
never,
the
I will
grave.
never,
You should-
ever,
you
ever
should
tell
admit
her
to
that. I just
you were
now.
downloading dating apps.
Yeah.
You should definitely tell her that.
But like after you've already
Like,
you've
definitely-
walked her through the steps of like, this is entirely my fault. I'm a fucking piece of shit, and then you like kind of describe that
Well, it's-
last part.
It's not wrong.
So I have to tell her that. You
Well,
think? That I.
You can just tell, like,
The-
you could just say that you're, how do you tell her that you're not attracted? You can say
That's
it's
my
not-
question.
you're
That's what I've
not
been trying to
feeling
figure
the
out
spark.
for
That's
months.
a good one. You're not feeling the spark. But
feeling the
You
spark.
find her. You
You
find
don't-
her beautiful. There's many people that I find attractive that I would never want to sleep with.
But I don't think you have to say anything about her attractiveness in
Yes.
this sort of conversation
Yes.
because it only opens up bad feelings for her. When in
Yeah.
reality, it has nothing to do with her physical beauty. It has to
agree.
do with
I
the
agree.
the connection between you, and that is something that you can speak to, objectively,
Just
which
saying-
is I'm not feeling the spark.
But then, what do I
really-
say to her? Like, she thinks things are going perfect. Like, things have
Well,
been
it's like
going very
That's
well.
because you need to tell her it's not.
Okay.
Tell
Wait, she thinks things are going perfect, but you never nut? Like, I don't get it. How is that?
She thinks things are going almost perfect. Aside from, I mean, she nuts. She's happy.
Yeah, I think for her, like, for her sake, you have to let her down gently
Yeah,
and
gently.
easily by being like, I don't know what to do about the situation, but I think we are not sexually compatible.
Oh,
And I've tried my best, but I feel like, I mean, this is, of course, entirely my fault.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and I have to be like honest with you. I mean, this is a very difficult conversation to have. You're going to hurt her feelings
Yeah.
at first, but you're gonna have a look at him faking. He pees inside. What are you saying? Sorry, there's someone in the chat saying like dumb shit, and their mods are adding him for some weird reason. Okay.
Seems that's
point is-
unusual for your chat. But yes, sorry.
Yeah,
Go on.
my point is, you need to let her down gently, but you definitely need to sever the ties. It's going to hurt at first, okay? It's going to hurt for her at first, but it's going to be much better for her down the line when she no longer is in a relationship with someone who's like, withholding information.
And she is aware of the
Yeah.
core problem here, which is
Yeah,
sexual
she is.
satisfaction. So it's not going to blindside her if you say that this is something that we've together been, or I've been struggling with for a long time, and it's hard for me to imagine a way to move forward given this problem that I'm having.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my last thing before I go.
And the reason it's less salvageable, I will say, because if this was at a different state, then maybe you could try stuff. But if you're already downloading Hinge and fantasizing about friends, in your head, you're probably processing the end of things already. And you are, no offense, being selfish by, not letting this person
fair.
free and like holding on to her,
Yeah.
The timing's been pretty tough. This is the last thing I'll mention, and then I know I'm taking up a lot of time, but when do I do this? Because her
Now.
birthday is Friday. I'm supposed to.
Well, you
Take
do
her
it
out
before
somewhere.
her
Do it.
birthday.
You
because
definitely don't do it on her birthday.
don't do it on her birthday
Well,
and don't
but,
wait
like,
till
okay.
after her birthday. You should do
Don't
it
wait
before.
till
You
after.
better
Just do it immediately.
now.
You got to do it
Right
as
after
quickly
this
as
call.
possible.
Okay.
You got to do
Okay.
it
Right
super
now.
soon.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
When's her birthday?
It's on Friday.
It's on
It's on
Friday.
Friday.
So
Wait, let Austin cook. Go ahead, Austin.
No, I think you should do it now.
Oh no!
Okay, you were
I
gonna
knew
say
he was going to say
something
something
else?
different.
No, I think you should do it now. What Ray said.
And that way you don't have to get her a gift
Let her
because you gave
Fair
the
the
point.
ultimate gift.
you
No.
gave her the greatest gift of all, freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
another
great.
woman in this.
This is
Actually,
great.
Jarvis,
Okay.
I'm proud of you
Well-
so far, but these guys,
I know. Well, look,
questionable.
let her spend her birthday with friends and family and people, and that's gonna like remind her of the support group that she has that does not include you. I think if you were involved in birthday celebrations, that's gonna poison the birthday, especially knowing how things are going or where things are headed. So I think as soon as possible, so she can have, because this is literally like putting her first, right? You do
Yeah.
this as soon as possible. She has a few days to get her mind right, so she can even think about enjoying her birthday.
Oh yeah, you should just
Yeah.
mention like.
You
I
should
think
probably
that
get
it's
her,
better
like,
to
a
do
really-
sooner than later.
You should probably also get her a really nice like "I'm so sorry" gift as well.
I think I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah,
That's a good.
get her
yeah.
a big ass gift.
Buy her a car.
Okay,
I'm
don't
broke
give
as-
her
I'm
the
broke,
gift and
but
then
I'll do
break
that,
up with
yeah.
her because she's gonna think everything is fine.
So do it after. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Don't give
Do
her
it
a
after.
gift.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
really?
Okay.
Well,
okay.
it's
I'm
like
getting
maybe it'll lighten the load a little bit. I don't know.
I don't. I'm with Ray on this one.
She's
a gift
gonna
feels like
Okay.
a
throw
eye
away.
roll. Okay,
Yeah,
a
it's like
gift.
a-
Yeah.
It's gonna be confusing to get a gift and then be like, here's some flowers. By the way, it's over.
Yeah,
That's
don't
not what
give
I
her
was thinking
mixed-
of a gift.
Oh,
What
okay.
kind of gift are you thinking? Like jewelry?
like something expensive to get her mind off of like how bad this shit is.
Like an excursion or
I'm
something?
not a real doctor yet. I don't have like real
When-
doctor money.
Oh, you're in med school.
No, well, I'm a resident.
He's a resident.
Oh,
I'm
residency.
an exploited worker.
Well, I mean, well, you're.
When you have this conversation, don't make it seem like a date or anything else. Because I've had friends like,
Me too.
you know, I've had this happen to friends where they think everything's
take them
okay.
on a date, and
yeah,
then at the end they're like, "Listen, I just want to take you out, and like, you know,
yeah,
it's not
that's
working out.
bad.
Don't do
And
that."
for whatever reason, dudes are doing that at a record high, and I don't know why. So just do not. You could send a "we need to talk" text, and she'll like be on guard. But maybe that's for the best because you don't have good news. But you do need to talk pronto.
Also, don't do it over text.
Don't do it over text.
I'm thinking about
No.
like my
the guy
most
that would
successful breakups. And they're actually none of them were good. So never mind. Don't listen to me. I think probably fucking having her face to face in your house would be good.
Yeah. Well, she was gonna come over Sunday, so I guess I'll do it then.
So tomorrow.
Yeah. I guess
Okay,
tomorrow
good.
Sunday.
Okay, but give her if you already have plans and you made those plans out of the context of we're dating and we've been dating for 8 months and continue to do so, you should probably give her a heads up that you need to talk about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise,
Yeah.
it's gonna
I
feel
don't.
like
I also don't think it should be at either of your places because, like, you guys are gonna try to hook up. One of you
that's-
might. I feel like you should almost
That-
do it in a parking lot and be like, "Hey."
What? A parking lot?
Yeah, just be like,
That makes
"Listen."
it more risque.
we-
They'll do
we
it.
gotta-
They'll do it more. They're more likely to do it in
No,
the parking
I'd
lot.
be like, "We gotta talk somewhere." You know, like
you could do it
I'll
on
meet
like
you
a
at
walk
Starbucks.
near somewhere comfortable for each of you.
yeah, somewhere like.
Okay.
Don't-
I'll
Don't
get Zion's
hook up with
coffee
her
at the
after you
Starbucks.
break up with her.
Yeah. Well, why would he? He doesn't even nut to her.
Yeah. That's- yeah,
Why would he
that's the
fuck her?
problem.
Is he gonna do like one last time so I can think about your best friends? Like what the fuck?
I mean,
Okay, he doesn't have to
is
do
what
me
does
dirty
it.
like
maybe
that.
he's the
But
type
yeah.
where
What if he
he's
was like, finally,
into that.
I'm
yeah.
nutting.
Well, I hate this. Never mind. I'm just gonna.
No,
shut up.
please.
I don't
No,
think
go
that's
ahead,
gonna
please.
happen. I can assure you that.
Fine.
Yeah.
No. Look.
Don't
just
hold back because of me,
break-
but I am judging you.
break up with her, and do the right thing. Break up with her.
You got it, Austin.
It's
I'll
Yeah.
tell her that
I
you're the
know,
one who
but
told me to
what's the
do it.
alternative?
There is no alternative.
Yeah, you're actually limiting him
also-
being funny.
I think I am restricting. His
Also,
funniness
do
right now.
not have sex with her ever again.
Yes, sir. I will not.
It will really suck.
Yeah, no, this is
It
all
seems,
gonna suck.
it
I'm really
seems like
sad.
you're saying it won't suck.
No, I'm not
That-
saying.
it seems like you're saying breakup sex is the best kind of sex.
I never said that.
That's
You did literally
You
say
did
that.
say that earlier.
You
I
said that
end
early.
Of the relationship sex was the best. Sex.
That's what happens at the end of a relationship.
That's
Is-
up to you guys. That's between you
Okay,
and your
okay.
partner.
The other side of that is way worse. So you're fucking them before they die. How does the relationship end?
Before they die.
before they die.
No,
if
that's
it's not
what I
breakup,
meant.
if it's not breakup sex, what is the other way
I
that
see.
relationships end?
I
Well, I'm
see.
sure I've
I
never
got it.
experienced that, but maybe
Yeah, you
that's
were saying
great.
breakup sex. That's what you. That's my point.
Maybe
Relationships end
Okay.
two ways, chat. That's it.
Well, anyway, seriously, in all seriousness, it's let her break up.
Let her down easy. Okay.
I mean, just
I'll do my
let it-
best.
Let it happen and move on. And next time, you mentioned from the beginning of the relationship, you identified this as a problem.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yep. Maybe next time, take your time and really think through before you make a commitment.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's
Definitely.
that's valid. I will take
And
that
don't
advice from you.
repeat. Yeah, don't like the millisecond you start thinking about one of her
They're
friends,
friends.
you know you have a problem and you need to correct course or end the thing or have a conversation. Like
Yeah,
get
that's
out.
wild.
That is.
Well, is it
we're a
not
little bit
normal
too
to
far gone.
fantasize about girlfriends, friends? I feel like that's like not that.
I feel like you should
Absolutely
stay
not.
single for a
Just never
little
mind.
bit.
No,
I feel
no,
like you
it's
should,
not normal.
know-
What's normal is when you're in love with someone, you start to not even be attracted to, like in the beginning, like when you're like at the peak of like honeymoon period. A lot of people are like not as attracted to other people because they're like, I'm so into my
They
person.
have,
Yeah.
like, when you're in love,
You're
you're like
locked in.
blinders on.
I'm
You
gonna say
love
Not
that
to,
person.
Yeah.
that can't like not that you can't be attracted to other people, but if you are not attracted to your partner and attracted to not just other people but the people around her,
Yeah, that's
a
wild.
problem.
Like,
And if you are, just
Yeah.
don't say anything.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying
Well-
what everybody is thinking. Okay, just don't those are things you keep right up here.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't
definitely.
mention it.
Yeah, definitely.
You
do
don't
not
say
mention
a
this.
word to nobody. Okay?
That solves nothing.
Everybody
for
is
anyone.
gonna
Yeah.
come on. I'm the only one that has the balls to say it. Just don't fucking mention it. Okay, that's what you got to do. You're
Right, if
human
like a
being.
thought crosses your
Yeah.
mind, sure, but if it becomes a pattern
Yeah,
of
don't.
behavior,
Yeah, don't act on your thoughts.
I will definitely not act on,
Yeah,
on
I'm
those
just being
thoughts.
real.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. That's something you don't ever say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just. Hey, I'm sorry.
I don't
man.
know. I
You're
Jesus.
gonna
I'm
learn a lot
learning a
about.
lot about
I
you.
have
Austin.
I have
I
never
know.
I've
I-
never
That's
maintained
not me, Ray.
I've
That's not
never
me.
maintained a relationship
not me.
where
I'm gay,
I
it's
have
different.
felt like sexually attracted to other people. Like that's
Yeah.
not good to be in a relationship if you are like routinely fantasizing about other people, in my opinion. But I mean, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's not the same for other people. Maybe other people, like Austin, for example, is constantly fantasizing about other people. So
It's not true.
that could be the case. I think part of the reason why, for me, this is the way it is because, like, I've also gotten all of this out of my system. So I do think that Ray is right. That you should probably be single for a while and, fuck around.
Not
Yeah,
her
have
friends.
some fun.
Fuck
Not
other
her
people.
friends, yeah.
Terrible idea.
Okay.
What? I'm
Well,
being
I think
honest. Every time you guys think I'm joking, I'm serious. Don't do that.
Terrible idea, fuck around? Be
No, to
single?
fuck
No,
her
fuck
friends.
yeah.
Oh,
that.
I thought you were literally saying, yeah, no, definitely be single. Be single
Not
for a
her
little
friend.
bit.
Be
You're
single.
young.
Enjoy yourself.
You're young. You're in the early stages of your career. You probably have a little bit more time than you will when you become like full blown doctor, or maybe less time. I don't know how the fucking shit works. But
Less
ultimately,
time, but yeah, no, but I get what you're saying.
but like you have way more libido at this stage in your life as well than you will later down the line. Like it's perfectly reasonable, perfectly valid, perfectly normal. It's natural and beautiful, some might even say, to be single in this period of your life and just like have fun. And
Okay.
eventually you are going to get to a point where you're going to get to a point where you're not going to want to do that anyway, and you're going to want to settle down, and it'll be healthy for you to go through that.
Okay. Well, thanks for chatting. I just want to let you know that my Discord PFP is not a picture of me. It's a picture of my dear friend who lost his life in war in Iraq. So I just wanted to shout him out. His last-
no,
Mr.
Ray, it's
Mr.
Chris
Dorner.
Dorner. He's memeing. He's God damn it, my community. It's
Okay.
fucking-
Bye, everybody. I gotta go.
I felt so okay.
Yeah, no, this is Chris Dorner.
If that wasn't a meme, that would be a weird thing to say for no reason
Yes,
too.
it's Chris Dorner, heroic police officer, former police officer, former military man who engaged in asymmetrical warfare against the Los Angeles Police Department and their family members as well, which wasn't so great. But he was martyred in a shack by the Los Angeles Police Department, which actually shot, at random people, thinking that it was Chris Dorner, even though it was just a mom and her. Okay, let's bring on the next person. All right, I'm done. I'm done talking about Can't Corner the Dorner.
The next person is Peachy, and the pronouns are she, they. Hi, Peachy, you're on.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Peachy.
Hi, Peachy. Welcome.
Hi. Okay, I guess I'll just get started. So I've been with my girlfriend for 4 years. I'm 21, she's 23. And recently, like a couple months ago, she confessed to me, I guess. I don't want to say like a confession, but she told me that she had like a crush on one of our mutual friends. And we've had like a couple talks about it. And it's just I don't really know like how to talk to her about it, because the way she's explained it to me is that she's like capable of polyamory, but I'm like strictly monogamous, and I don't think I would want to like be in that kind of relationship. So
Oh, so wait, it's not even just like that she has a crush.
She wants to be in a relationship.
She also wants to like
act on it.
pursue that crush.
No. She doesn't want to pursue it. I think it's more like I feel like if we had like a really like long talk about it and I was like, okay, I'm down to try it, she'd be like, okay, let's try it together, but not with this specific person.
So she had that crush and was like, this is making me think of something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I want to now bring that to my partner, which is potentially I know I have the capacity to, be interested in multiple people romantically, and maybe that's something I want to pursue with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think that's still a red flag.
I don't know.
I think the spark of this coming from like a crush on a mutual is a red flag. I think. Yeah.
I mean, and we all still like hang out and stuff. Like I talk to this person and we hang out and everything. So.
But they don't want to pursue that person, right? Or
no, they've already explained to me like they don't have feelings for them anymore, because when we first talked about it, I was very upfront with like I wasn't comfortable with that, and I didn't want to be like so strict as to be like you can't talk to them anymore, but I did basically communicate that it made me uncomfortable. And for a couple of weeks we were just like not in like a very good place, I guess. I was just very sensitive about them talking and stuff. So it was just, we were in a really weird place, but.
How long ago did she come to you with this revelation?
It's been a couple months. Let me see. Yeah, I would say it's been a couple months. And I mean, we've had discussions about it, and it's been like pretty long talks about it. I just feel like they aren't very constructive and they don't really go anywhere.
I think I would agree with Hasan. I think it's a red flag, and I think that these sorts of things slowly manifest in the beginning as sort of like half-truths, like, I want this, but like I don't need this. And then slowly but surely, as time goes on, that oh, I don't need this, it's them sort of in a denial phase of what they actually need. And then it slowly spirals into, a situation where they're like, I actually need this. So that's something I think you need to be keenly aware of, is that in order to protect your feelings, she will probably sort of retreat to, oh, no, I don't need this. Actually, like, this is something I would want, but like, if you don't want it, I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like an immediate sort of like pulling the parachute, like, okay, never mind.
Right.
But it may be a denial of her own true feelings as well.
So I'll take a different stance, slightly different stance, which could be like, I have been in a relationship with a polyamorous person, like around the time that they were discovering and exploring that for the first time. And it is a messy conversation. Like our relationship started monogamous, but we did talk very early on that that's something that they've been interested in pursuing, and they talked about their history with dating and how they've always felt like they could be, date multiple people at the same time, and it takes nothing away from like the love that they have for, any of the people involved. And then there's also like a lot of literature that comes with that. There's a lot of like self-discovery and reckoning. So there is a side of this that could just be the earnest coming into these feelings, and maybe they're becoming more powerful, and I feel the need to say something to my partner that I care about. But to Austin's point, my relationship ended because I experimented with polyamory and realized that is not for me. Like, my brain is wired a certain way, and that takes away not from the validity of my partner. I want them to be happy, but we cannot be happy together because it's asymmetric, like what we want.
Also, there's another factor here, but I mean, I can't speak on your experience, but was there a crush involved in the polyamory conversation with a mutual?
Wasn't. So that's why it gets complicated. So that's why I was curious if there was any, if she was planning to act on that crush.
That's what I mean. I think that's why I said what I said. I think having a crush, especially a mutual, makes this really messy like if it was just a crush, it would still be messy because then you're diving headfirst into like one of the most advanced levels of polyamory where you are in like a dual relationship, right? And you're all of a sudden like sharing your partner with another person potentially, especially when you have admitted that you're not very comfortable with that. But then also that crush being a mutual, it brings up a tremendous amount of baggage on top of that because then it's like your friend as well. So it's not even like expert level polyamory. It's like that will understandably create jealousy. I think it's good that you guys are conversing with one another. It's good that you guys are open with one another. But like the fact that you said that you were like uncomfortable is it might also play might also strain the relationship a little bit as well. Like you on your end and on their end too. Meaning that like they are gonna feel they might have felt like polyamory is a good way to open up the conversation into something like that, but there might be more interest in the other party. I don't know.
My understanding was that there wasn't currently interest in the crush. I think it was
No,
just like a
she's
vehicle
not.
for having that conversation.
Yeah, she when we talked about it the first time, like when it was first brought up, it was something that they initially didn't even want to tell me about because to them it was just like so fickle. But I was like, well, I really want us to have like an open conversation about, what you want to say. And so then we eventually spoke about it. And I think too, another thing is they don't I've been in like relationships before, and I think besides one prior relationship and then me, like those are the only two relationships they've ever had, which compared to me that I've been with other people before, and I feel like I'm kind of sure-footed in how I stand on like monogamy and polyamory and stuff. So I think that's also like something.
Yeah, it sounds like she wants to explore, but she's afraid of losing you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a very normal thing, I think,
Yeah.
especially at a young age.
If it's something that you definitely are not into, if you're not into poly, you know for a fact that's something you don't want to do, I would probably let her go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she's going to always be curious if she doesn't try it.
Yeah.
And
it's-
you should never be pressured to
Yeah.
to open up your relationship into a polyamorous one. There's no reason for that. It's just like you guys can still maintain a friendship, and it would be healthier for both of you to separate and go your own way, and maybe even explore one another later down the line when you both have different experiences in that situation.
It sounds like they need to figure it out one way or another, whether they want to be polyamorous or just explore other people. It's just a journey that they need to figure out. So maybe they need to be single for a while. I've been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
So I've been on the wanting to explore side of a relationship.
Oh.
And I can tell you that it doesn't necessarily go away. It's something that you can kind of suppress from here or there, but it doesn't go away. Like it'll always be an
curiosity will
itch,
stay.
and the itch will
Right.
get more intense.
Yeah, and it's not their fault either. Like you've already identified that they don't have that much experience, and that this is something that they might be interested in. So I think like you're right. So that's another assessment you need to make as well in your mind. It's like, do I let her, or can I be comfortable with her like going through her exploring phase?
Right.
And then ultimately she will come back and decide on her own that she wants monogamy. That's not a given. Is that even a gamble that you want to take?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think we've been together. So we met when I was like 17. Like we met at my 17th birthday party. So, and then we've been together and like talking from then to now. So I feel like, they're my best friend. I don't know. I feel like I would definitely, if they felt the need that they needed to explore, that would be something that I could eventually understand. Obviously, I'd be heartbroken, but I could eventually understand it. And I mean, like you said, maybe down the line, if we needed to, or if we wanted to get back together or anything like that, I don't know. It would just depend. Yeah.
It's worth noting that you're very young, and you started this relationship very young, and sometimes things, like, I'm not saying that you have to like end things immediately, but sometimes things just aren't the right time, and you need to go through certain experiences. Like, it sounds like your partner may need, and you have to have this conversation with them, and you can also believe them when they say what they need. If they say that they want to remain in a monogamous relationship right now, and then you can take them at your word and kind of go on with your lives. Or if they feel like they need to explore and that's not something that you can accommodate right now, then it's okay to break up. It's possible to remain friends. I've done it before. You know, people say it's not possible, but like, you can, it's tough, but it's possible. And then, yeah, like maybe Ray was saying, like, down the line you could, you know, or Hasan was saying, maybe down the line you can, you know, if you keep that door open, but don't
y'all are both very young. Like, that's the other part of this. I mean, you're very mature, and you obviously have a lot of experience in this field, or at least you think you have a lot of experience in this field, but you have a whole lot more life to live at this point. So, I mean, the reality is that, you know, there's a lot that both of you should most likely experience. So that's, you know, I feel like it's not as it's not as devastating if that were to be the case. You know, just don't do anything you're not comfortable with is my point.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh,
go
well,
ahead.
I was gonna say they're never like pressuring towards me or anything. It's never like, I want to do this, and, you know, if you don't want to do it, then I'm gonna do it anyways. It's never like that. Like I said, we're always talking, and we're always communicating, and it's more like that, like, where they have expressed a wanting to, and I've expressed hesitance, and that's kind of just like where we're at right now.
I mean, I think at a certain point you got to be like, I don't want to do the poly thing if you don't want to do it, in which case, like, that's a boundary that you're setting, and therefore it's one that your partner has to think about. I think that's the right way to go about it, is to have them think about this boundary and whether or not they want to maintain this relationship. And think about it from the perspective of, like, will they grow resentment towards you for what they perceive as, like, shackling them on their own personal journey?
Yeah, I get that. And I mean, I know that they're actually watching right now, so I'm sure we'll have a really good discussion afterwards about this. But
Well, I think something to consider, especially since they're watching now, is like something to consider is what they want now and in the future.
2 HasanAbi heads in one household is too much.
yeah, well, it's actually so the way that we like bonded in like the first couple of like weeks is we would actually like watch Hasan's like VODs and stream. So that's kind of like how we bonded, and like we would get like talking and doing discussions and stuff. So
Damn,
that's
a keeper. I take it back.
So
I can't pick favorites.
Yeah.
These are all my children.
Best of
But
luck
yeah,
to you.
thank
Just
you.
keep communicating.
Yeah.
You're young, you can make mistakes. You don't have to make any hard and fast decisions, but make sure that, you know, you just keep an open line of communication.
Do they watch gaming?
Yes. So
Okay. Don't break up the relationship. Keep it going. And watch the gaming portions.
There's when The Last of Us 2 came out, you did like a playthrough of it, and we were watching it through, and then you got to like a certain point, and then the VOD is just like lost. Like we can't find it. We don't know where it is.
Oh no.
Is it because you didn't finish?
No, I finished it.
Oh.
I did. We'll figure it out. Little better, we'll get on it.
But thank you guys seriously so much. I mean, I didn't think this would happen, and when it did happen, I was immediately like, okay, I need to tell my girlfriend this is happening. So
Also, you guys should watch on different TVs. Just like have it open.
What is wrong with
Maybe on a desktop
Right next to each
too.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, pop it up on mobile too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mobile.
Just
There we
you
go.
know,
Exactly.
boost viewer count.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Thank you guys. Thank
Luck
you.
with everything.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye now. Ciao.
Bye.
Oh, that's so sad.
Okay.
They have very good communication though.
Yeah, and they're young with
Yeah.
that good communication to start.
Yeah.
I
No
feel
one
like
did
they'll be
anything
fine.
wrong.
I love the Frogan picks on this, like, because it's just like every woman in this community is like it gets special privilege on Chadvice, because like I assume the demographics of this community are not mostly women.
I mean, Dr. Felipe was something else though.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's probably
Don't
he hit me
worry.
with the
People
I
are
met you.
cooking. There are so many more people.
Are there gay men in here?
But to be fair, when it's women, it's like, you know, a story that is like kind and empathetic to their partners usually, and then when it's a man, it's like, I fantasize about my girlfriend's best friends, and that's the only way I can nut.
It's like a movie's version of a bad boyfriend.
Don't worry. You're going to love the next one.
Frogan, do we have any gay men in here?
I don't think we do this time.
Yes.
And you call yourself a diverse community?
Wait, what do you mean? We have like everyone is queer women. Sorry that they're not gay men.
Well, maybe you should address.
Pretty much
that.
everyone's been like, you know.
Maybe you should address that, Hasan. Your homophobia is starting to catch up to you.
Yeah.
Clearly the message hasn't gotten around to the.
It's
queer
because
female
no,
community.
you know what it is? It's because my gays have no issues in their relationships. That's why gay men are
They have
either
issues,
not.
They usually fuck their way out of them. But
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I mean. Gay men have one speed at the end of the day. It's
It's like we broke up. Fuck. We get back together. Fuck. You know. It is what it is.
yeah. Austin did lesbian erasure and biphobia and biphobic erasure.
No, I didn't. I just was requesting a specific.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, you wanted to bump up your
Next.
gays.
Next year, I'll make sure it's all gay men.
Thank you. Thank you.
It would be
I
the
got
most
you.
repetitive Chadvice of all time. Yes, fuck your way out of it. How cute is this?
I know.
Kaya has her paw on Jarvis's leg. She does this all the time. She's the best. All right.
Okay. The next person.
This is my first Chadvice viewing, and holy shit, this is 10 content. Yeah, that's why we do it once a year. I don't want to give you guys too much good content.
The next person, pronouns are he, him, and their preferred name is Obama.
Okay.
Hey, hi. How's it going?
What's up, Obama?
Oh, it's going all right. How you guys?
We're doing all right. Are you there?
Yes. Sorry, I was I had to switch it. It switched on my phone to like the phone microphone rather than speaker.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. So I guess I'll try and keep this quick because I got like 15 minutes. Yeah. Essentially, I guess my question is, I can understand how this would be like maybe inherently like othering and maybe inherently a little like transphobic, but like I find myself very attracted to trans women, like specifically, and I don't know if there's like an ethical way to be a chaser.
Okay. Damn, that's a banger issue, Chadvice issue.
I don't know how to.
So that, I mean, I guess the point what I would recommend is remember that trans women are just normal people, and I don't know how to describe, like, what do you do in a fetish situation? Like, it's just because you also recognize that it's a fetish, so it's odd. Like, have you met a trans woman before? Have you like talked to trans women?
I mean, like not many in person. I know like a couple. I used to work with a trans woman for a while. And I mean, like, It's
So what is it? Is
I
it
don't
the
know.
gawk? What's going on? What's so? Because I don't understand. Like what is the like how? What's the difference between like being attracted to trans women and cis women versus only being attracted to trans women? Like why do you think you're a chaser?
I mean, it's just
Is it the
I've
gawk?
tried having I've tried fucking a few cis women and stuff, and I just get, I don't know if it's just I'm getting nervous and two in my head, and I'm just like I can't get the boy up. As
I
it
do
were.
love how you put on bro mode for that. I tried fucking a few cis women.
Oh yeah.
So you can't like wait. Do you think are you sexually attracted to cis women? Like,
I mean, that is, it feels complicated because I feel like, yes, like, when I'm, not to get too in the nitty gritty or anything, but, when I'm like, masturbating and stuff, it's usually to like cis women and stuff. Sometimes trans
wait,
women.
I don't get it.
guess-
You don't even fucking crank it to trans porn. I thought that was
mean,
like the major thing
I'm
that
usually like, but I mean, also, like I also will jerk off to cis women as well.
I guess my question is, why is the reproductive organ important? Like, because if you were just getting, because like you don't start with like attraction doesn't start from like what's in someone's pants, right?
Yeah.
So you like see somebody, you're like, oh, this person seems cool. I feel like there's probably like more to what you're attracted to, the spectrum of like what you're attracted to, than just like what's between someone's legs. Maybe, I don't know, or I'm wrong.
I don't know.
But-
It's I don't
It
know.
certainly plays
It's
a role, I
complicated
think.
and tough.
Yeah,
I
it could
probably
play a
talked
role,
like,
but
I certainly think it plays a role. I don't know where to start here.
yeah, it's me neither.
hold on.
Hasan's in another world.
No,
right
no,
now.
don't worry about it. I'm just I don't listen. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing on the other. Okay, so questions. I have so many questions still. So
yes, I'm sorry.
okay, so you find yourself attracted to cis women, but when you have had sex with cis women, you're not sexually attracted to them in the moment, but you have had sex with trans women and you are like really into it.
I have not had sex with any trans women yet, but like,
Wait, but you don't even know. You know, so that's not even a thing. You don't even know if you could get it up.
that is.
like part of me
That's
feels
it.
like this is just like
could just
theoretical,
be.
right? Like,
Yeah, so if you couldn't get it up with a trans woman either, then that might be like a sexual anxiety situation which you need to work through, right? It's not about like you being a chaser even. Like it might be some form of erectile dysfunction, which is perfectly healthy and normal. You know, people have it and you just got to like kind of work through that.
I would say definitely don't lead with I'm an ethical chaser though, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
But also, if you haven't had the experience, then just like keep yourself open-minded and open to, dating different people and like
You're right.
having, a physical, intimacy with different people.
yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
it should play the field.
Ultimately, yeah. I'm sorry. Go on.
Play the field.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think
Some people in the
ultimately, I
chat said a
probably-
lot of trans women only like trans women before they come out or realize. But here's a question I have for you. What other sexual interests do you have? Like, is the fact that you're like aware of the term being a chaser, and you're trying to come into, you're trying to come to terms with that, like being unethical, implies that you're in this weird moral conundrum where, on the one hand, you are attracted, you think, to trans women and trans women only, but also simultaneously you recognize that there's nothing wrong with being attracted to trans women, of course, but like you said the term chaser, so it's like, are you are you actually fetishizing them, or are you saying that? Are you just simply saying that and you're not? Like that's one of the parts that I'm trying to understand, because like there's a difference between like being attracted to trans women versus fetishizing them and only thinking about like having sex with trans women and I guess like not seeing them as full human beings and objectifying them to that degree.
But it doesn't seem like
Yes.
you feel that
There.
way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It doesn't seem like you feel that way.
Especially if you're like jerking off to like cis women in porn, like that tells me that there's like more to it, you know? And you know, some people have said this, like Hasan said this earlier, like it could be a performance thing. But I feel like you just need more data.
Yeah,
I think.
I think what Hasan and everybody's, I'm seeing some in the chat, is I don't think it's wrong to have a preference, right?
Sure.
No, it's not.
So it's not wrong to have a preference. It seems like you may have a preference, but so long as you don't see them as just a fetish, you know, I'm not sure where the issue is.
I mean, this is another classic Chadvice take, but just be normal and treat people like human beings is like the best way to go about it.
Totally.
And if you find yourself, like, I don't even know how the fetishization happens, but if you find yourself like not viewing, if you find yourself not viewing your partner or someone that you're talking to as like anything but an object of sexual desire, then at that point I think it's good to, because you seemingly recognize it as an unethical thing. At that point, it's just like you got to go back to the drawing board. I don't know if you're there yet, because like you haven't really had as much experience with trans women either, right? At all, as a matter of fact. Have you hooked up with a trans woman?
No. Not yet.
So I don't even understand like where it's coming from then. So you just like, you want to hook up with a trans woman and it seems perfectly valid. Maybe you're, I don't know. Do you feel like there's something weird about that, or something that's like kinky or gross even about that? Sorry to use this language, chatters, but like that might be one of your hang-ups here, that like it makes you feel as though it's weird to be attracted to a trans woman, so I must be a chaser. Like, do you think that it's a taboo?
I guess, yeah, that's probably some kind of, like, there could be some kind of, internalized something there. You know, it's, you know, I've heard it said a 1,000 times, mostly from you, you know, like, things like transphobia is the default state. And that's very much like the way that I was raised up, was to just be a hateful little goblin man. I've very much tried to get away from that, but I think, there is probably.
Well, but I don't get it. Like, do you view trans women as like women? Do you view trans women as like normal people? Like, you've met trans women, you said, or you work with a trans woman. Like, what do you think about? What do you think about her? Like, do you think she's just like a regular coworker that you're attracted to?
Yeah, and I would say, like, with that particular woman, you know, it was just like not even like an attraction thing with her, you know, so much. She was just like somebody that I worked with. She was very attractive, but like, you know, she particularly didn't.
So I don't think you're a transphobic person then, right? And like, I feel like a part of being a chaser comes from that, like being transphobic, and then. Like, Alex Jones is a chaser. Like, he spends a whole, or Joe Rogan, you know, like there's a lot of people out there who are openly and outwardly transphobic, but simultaneously want girl cock, Ray. If you didn't know what that was.
I'm learning.
Oh, no.
I was one with what you were talking about the whole time.
Yeah. So I think that, you shouldn't feel guilty for your preference as long as you're like around trans women and treating them perfectly normal. Obviously, you're not like transphobic if that's the case. It seems. I don't know.
Right, and I think I was just getting in my head and just kind of.
Yeah, we have a trans woman in the chat that said to this person, he needs to unpack and learn more. I think he might be getting lost in the sauce of labels. He should try to be with a trans woman and be upfront with her. His heart is in the right place, which I think so too. I think you're.
I agree with that comment.
Yeah, I don't think you're. I think you just got to explore a little bit and just be normal when you're doing that.
People like people.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Obama.
Thank you for having me, guys. And
Thank you very much, Obama.
thank you very much, folks.
Thank you very much. Believe me.
All right. I really appreciate you guys having me on. Good show.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Ciao.
Gawk.
All right. You're learning stuff today.
Yeah, I haven't heard
See,
of that.
this is why we have Chadvice to learn and help people learn more about
Educational.
themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.